I like to have a business turn money, and I've no shame in that, and people shouldn't be ashamed of that. The way to look at it, if you really are struggling with that, just think that you've got a product or service or information that's going to help somebody else that someone else will pay for. So sell them it.
Everybody, and welcome back to the Mindset and Marketing Podcast. Here at the Mindset and Marketing Podcast, we cover two things, mindset and marketing, because we believe these are the two most important things that you need to master to achieve everything you want in life. Co-host for today, Sharon Kirkpatrick, joined by
Matthew Toman.
So yes,
woo-hoo. This is the last day we're going to be on the couch.
Are you going to miss it?
I kind of am, actually.
I know.
Yeah,
it's
I kind of am.
Isn't it?
It is cozy. There's a lot of cushions.
When you get into this couch, you don't really want to get out.
No, it's amazing. Your house is so cozy and lovely. It's amazing.
Thanks. So before we get into the topic, how has your week been?
My week has been brilliant. Last week after I left the podcast, I sat in Sharon's kitchen with her. She was working and I was like frantically looking for holidays to go on. Literally going everywhere. And then my mum rang me and she was like, do you want to go over to Zio's for dinner on Friday? And then I realised that I wasn't going to see them really until November. Apart from like fleeting moments in and out.
Yeah.
So I end up saying, actually, yeah, let's just do that. And I got over it really fast.
So you're still in the not so sunny weather?
Do you know what? There's been a couple of really nice days. After we shot the podcast the other day, I ended up going down to Belfast, met my friend Alex, went for food, and it was lovely. It's actually really nice. Once I just reside, I'm like, look, just stop getting on like that. It's fine.
You know, it's like, 4 more days, not even 3 until you're in Portugal anyway.
Yeah, 3 days and I'll be in Portugal, yeah.
So you've done half of it. Well done.
Thanks
for staying with us.
And do you want to know what? I had a ball this weekend. I went to Happy Fest. Ciara Daly does this. It used to be 2 days, now it's 1 day. I'd never been to it before. I'd always been out of the country. But it was brilliant. It's up in Bangor at the Scouts Centre of Crawfordsburn. And really big, massive park up there, actually. It's class. And there was all these different rooms. There was a fire pit where people were doing talks. There was a bandstand where people were singing. There was like a Mystic Meg woman telling everybody what's going on. All the dead people were flying around visiting everybody. And then there was this tent that was all about like ayahuasca, mushrooms, all those things. And then obviously my favorite, the food trucks. And then a whole area for like kids. And there was like over 1,000 people at it.
That's unbelievable.
And stalls, walking around, getting loads of information on things. It was actually brilliant. It was really, really good. Well done, Ciara.
Yes, well done, Ciara. Is that happening again next year? So obviously everyone's
every
going to
year.
have missed it. Yeah.
Every year. It happens every year. Watch out for it next year.
Yeah, Happy Fest.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to get up there and let the cat in. Here it is.
She's back.
Making an appearance.
She was
I love her wee face. Come here.
She's so cute.
Come here.
If you're not a cat person, you'll love Naya, everybody.
Yeah, no. Daniel's got one of those as well. Daniel's got a cat that I'm not a cat person, but actually his cat Winnie, I did kind of fall in love with cats after that.
Dog person?
I'm a dog person.
Yeah.
I'm a neither person. I don't want any responsibility. I have enough to deal with.
Yeah, you can't go to Portugal if you've got a dog and a cat to look after.
No, so I'm a neither. But I like looking at this wee one.
She's cute. She's an attention seeker.
Come here.
Okay, so that was a nice wee week then.
It was brilliant. And my friend Alex done a talk. Brilliant. Alex Bates, personal development coach on Instagram. Check him out. He is so hilariously funny. It was his first ever talk. He done brilliant. And he was kind of like, he won't mind me saying this, but he was like getting his way through it and was like, okay, where am I now? And he was getting through it. It was really, really natural and authentic. And I think that's what people love.
Yeah.
And then after the questions came, and it was so funny because his reaction to answering the questions were brilliant. They were just so natural. Like somebody just said to him, you've come so far, what was the turning point? He's like, Monday morning looking for another bottle of red wine. Like, it just comes flying off the top of his head because he ended up doing a full year off the drink as well.
Oh, did he? Is he back on it?
No, I don't know. I don't think so, no.
No.
I don't know if he had like a wobble. You can ask him. Yeah. But he did have at one point, I don't know, he's hilarious anyway. He's made me laugh the whole time I've been back in Belfast. He said to me today, would you stop yarning about the weather? You're turning people. I was like, no, sorry.
So you're not allowed to mention it now?
No, not again. But he was doing a talk there. He's one of Kira's really good friends as well. It was just, do you want to know what? It was a lovely weekend. Loads and loads of food. Hanging out. Went out with my mom and dad on Friday night to this restaurant called Zio's in Portadown. Another place that's lovely. They love it.
I just love eating out. It's like my
I
favorite
know.
thing to do.
Yeah. And then also, I end up working flat out all weekend. Wrote
did?
about, after our podcast on email marketing, I wrote about 11 emails.
Inspired yourself.
I wrote 2 email flows for a new product that I have, and I done like 11 emails, and now they're getting integrated into like our CRM. They're being launched today, the day of the podcast.
Nice. Oh, Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, very good.
So I had a ball. Great
Good.
time.
Good. I'm glad. What did I get up to? Do you know what I've been doing? I've just been watching all of the football.
Oh yes.
So Rachel is really annoyed. She's like, when is this over?
Yeah.
Because there was 2 matches on every day. And now they're having a wee break when Rachel's away. So she's going to be raging because she's like, finally.
Semi-finals are Tuesday and
and
Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah. And then the final on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I was actually a bit sad yesterday because there was no football on. I was like, what am I going to do? I got so into the way of just watching it.
Being hungover, just watching it.
Well, I was I hungover this weekend? It wasn't too bad, no. So I went to my friend's party as well. She owns a big farm in Portadown and had hired it out for like her mum's birthday, or sister's birthday, or dad's birthday to be. So just went crazy, got like country band in, DJ in. It's good fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had quite a chilled one. I don't really have anything to report. Football and a farmyard barn dance.
Mine was getting my car ready for MOT, eating loads of food. Cause I have to do it now before I go.
But you just reminded me, I think I'm going to get a notice about mine at some point.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I met somebody at Happy Fest the other day and they said, "Oh, you're Matthew." And I said, "Yeah." Said, "I listened to the podcast. I love it." So I was like, "Thank you very much for coming up." I nearly didn't do last week's because I was so annoyed.
Yes,
so it is nice to actually hear that.
Yeah.
There has been a few people message me about the podcast
And
recently.
do you know what though? Okay, it was a wee bit negative in tone, but that's the truth. We're not
Alex,
always
that's
like,
why Alex said to me yesterday, "Stop gurning.
yeah,
Look,
like, get over
listen
it
to
now."
you." But I also read him 2 chapters from the book yesterday because I wanted him to hear that as well, and he seemed to like it.
Well, see, successful week.
Said he loved it. I don't know if he was just saying that or not, but yeah. So that's it now for a summer of traveling. That's the next steps.
Yeah, you've got like 3 days left here, and then you're away to Portugal, then London.
Portugal for 10 days, London for 10 days, and then back to Puglia. I love it there.
Yeah.
Back to Italy where I was last year, and just working as well. You know, I'm loving working at the minute, loving working with clients.
Does this mean we might get to do a podcast over in Italy?
Yeah, but we'll have to see. I'm not bringing lights though.
I know. Well, won't need
I'll
it because
I'll have my
gorgeous,
sound desk.
We'll have the gorgeous sunlight.
I'll maybe order lights to be delivered there.
Wow. We'll just
because
have
I pick up the
natural
car, just leave them in the car. Yeah, no, that's all good.
Today we're going to talk about the fundamentals to creating an online business.
Yeah, so I have been working really, really hard on like a course, and it's the fundamentals of having an online business. Really, it's like breaking it down even further than what I'd done before. So really, I get asked a lot of questions. Even yesterday, there's a guy who has an amazing business, and it's not an online business,
right?
But he needs his digital presence and the online part of his services out there even more. And I said, "Listen, I've just wrote like a lot. We're always adding to our online courses and adding to our members area. So there's loads of there's 18 video modules in it.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to go through with Sharon today some of the questions that we get, because question and answer is sometimes better for a podcast, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll soon find out.
Well, for me it is. Ooh, that glass is really hot.
Yeah. So before the podcast, Matthew was like poured himself, what is it? Hot tea?
It's 2 tea bags I take every day. One's a green tea and it's called detox tea, but it's not like a skinny tea. It's like all Chinese herbs. My friend recommended them to me. It's good for inflammation.
So he actually, instead of pouring it into like a mug, he poured it into like a Guinness glass, which is not supposed to take boiling water.
Of course, but I mean, glass is made at 200 degrees.
I
Boiling
know.
water's like 95.
But you know what our hands aren't?
No, but you let it just cool then. Naya, like this cat's gonna knock everything flying. Come here.
Off camera you can't see, but the cat's doing circles for some reason, which is
So
never done.
basically we're going to go through some questions and some answers today.
We're always about trying to get people living the best life that they want, and we genuinely believe that the way in which you can do that is by, as we say all the time, mastering your business, getting an online business out there that's working for you while you sleep. So that's what the whole kind of course is built around, so that anyone without any experience or in like technical experience or business experience, it gets an idea out of them, it gets them to build their first product, and it gets them to go to market with it. So that's kind of what we want to touch on today. So I suppose question one is for anyone out there listening going, don't really care about business. Why should people care about starting an online business?
I think, in Ireland, people always say, you shouldn't be focusing on money or something. I don't know. What is that saying? Where they're always saying that?
No, it's like, we're always a bit, if you're driving past someone's house and you're like, you couldn't just compliment someone for having a gorgeous house. You'd be like, sick, look at that house.
I like to earn money, right? And I'm not really ashamed of saying that. At one point in my life, I was limited because I worked for somebody and was in debt because I had these houses that, but I like to have a business to earn money, and I've no shame in that, and people shouldn't be ashamed of that. The way to look at it, if you really are struggling with that, just think that you've got a product or service or information that's going to help somebody else that someone else will pay for.
Yeah.
Somebody else will pay for it. So sell them it.
Yeah.
Sell them your knowledge. Like you've went through either crap in your life or school or education. Take that knowledge and sell it to somebody. If you're working for a company that is currently making money off your knowledge, take that knowledge and just use it as a side hustle and sell it in parallel.
Yeah.
So it's not about having an online business, a bricks and mortar business. It's about having more money coming into your household. Yeah. That's really the way that I look at it. I have multiple revenue streams, and I want to say, okay, well, here's how to bring more revenue streams into my household.
Yeah.
Because then I can say to you, hey, let's go to Italy for a month.
Yeah.
Hey, the mic stand's broke, let's buy a new one. I need my car taxed, I need my MOT, someone needs a land of money. I have to do something for my parents, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Like, I want more money coming into my household. And I don't think there should be any shame in that. No. I think everybody should want that.
And that's the thing as well. It's not about, a lot of people out there maybe aren't thinking about an online business as the answer. But really what you can relate to is the fact that, like you say, you want more money coming in, or you want a better kind of work-life balance. You want to go, like we talked about before, you want to go and pick your kids up from school. You want to be able to take them back. You want to, spend time with X, Y, or Z. You want to be able to go on holiday when you want. You want to feel fulfilled in your day and the work that you're doing.
Yeah. Not
going in feeling shit every day because you have to do this thing that's going to get you money. And the thing is, I don't know, I haven't looked up the stats on this, but I would say a lot of the younger generation, so in their 20s, they would just jump at this
I've got like a really good example straight off for that.
Give us it.
Look at my dad, right? My dad has worked his whole life and loved his job, by the way. He wouldn't change it. He absolutely loved it. He loves his job and he's brilliant at it. But he loves playing his banjo more than that. Like way more. Like Daniel had asked him about reading this book and he said, why would I read a book whenever I can play my banjo in that time? And then you look at, but he worked all day and then played his banjo at nights and weekends. Look at Rachel. She loves playing her piano and singing and playing her guitar, but she was able to merge both her passion, what she was good at, and then get paid for it and get paid a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because she's able to take her passion and what she's good at and then build an online business around it. Every single sale that Rachel does is online.
Yeah.
They see her online, they fill out her contact form, they do a Zoom, and they only see her when they're at their wedding day.
Yeah.
That's it. So one generation works all day in a day job and then loves spending time with their passion. Another one loves their passion, but has combined and used digital and building their own business, bricks and more, or sorry, service based, but using online to then grow it. So I think you're right. I do think that there is younger generations that it's actually becoming a no brainer.
Yeah.
You know, it's the people that are like, look, just show me how to do it. I want to travel the world and I don't want to work for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's the thing. So if you're out there kind of listening to it and it seems like a foreign concept and you're kind of going, I don't know, what have you actually got to lose
Yeah.
by, taking that leap,
Yeah.
giving it a go? Like you said, you can still be working your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you're doing and work on this as a side hustle. It doesn't need to be, and we would never recommend anyway that someone just jump.
You can't
No.
just jump. You have to make sure that the product and service works and all those types of things. It takes time. Patience is something that I would say people have to do, but for the sake of the way that I'm building this course out, it's like, I think £79 sterling or £69 sterling, 60 quid. People spend that on a pair of shoes or a pair of trainers or a night out for the knowledge to learn how to build a business.
Yeah.
So I want to make it as accessible as possible for everybody.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So getting into it then, in terms of businesses that we can create, what type of online businesses can we create?
One of the guys that actually just signed up to do it and is working with me on calls, actually, he does drop shipment. Now, I don't do drop shipment anywhere. I've never actually done it. Might be something I might look at in the future, but the other things around he's got his product and service that he's selling, the drop shipment business.
Mm-hmm.
He still has to learn the fundamentals of running a business.
Yeah.
Before that, where people think like when you're doing drop shipment, they're like, oh, it's great, I've got an online business. You still need to learn how to find your client, source your product, have your funnel. There's information you need to know.
Yeah.
So whenever you look at online businesses and you get served ads, sometimes have like passive income. There's no such thing as passive income. You have to work for your income.
Yeah.
In some form. Some of it might be only a few hours, but you still have to work for it. And then the other thing is, but if you were to take like an online business, you could be an online coach. If you were in fitness, if you know a different language, because I was thinking about learning Italian. And I tried that Duolingo, the app that you had, but I would really rather work with somebody else, one person.
I give up on that as well.
Did you? You better get into it for going back to Italy, but not to get sidetracked. And then say, for example, singing. Like, I would love to go to like an online singing coach. If you're in a choir right now and you know how to sing and you understand keys and music, you can take your voice and teach people how to sing over Zoom.
Yeah.
Online businesses. I love the cooking ones. The cookbooks are so easy. Like, everybody's got an air fryer now. Do lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner air fryer meals.
Yeah.
For under £5, because people are skint. And then to sell that.
Yeah.
For £5, you get like a meal that does your like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like that's the thing, So when we're thinking about like online businesses, it kind of falls into a couple of like overarching categories that we normally work in. So you mentioned there, either you become a coach or, consultant who sells their services. That'll be like an hourly meeting or whatever it is.
Or like a package of like 6 calls.
Yeah.
Or yeah.
And then you've got like the digital ebooks. So that's like the cooking books and all
fitness
of that.
Fitness
guides.
Although fitness guides are going to be a thing in the past. I saw this AI thing the other day that connects to your watch, connects to your MyFitnessPal, and tells you what to work out, tells you what you should be doing, what you should be eating, but depending on your heart rate, your sleep. I was like, oh my God, like, personal trainers are going to have to shake it up a little. I don't know what you're going to have to do just yet. I'm still thinking about it. But I definitely think that in that industry of the fitness world, where it's really, really flooded with a lot of personal trainers, I end up doing a full workout just through ChatGPT the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. I just like,
Did it work?
I'm doing it. I'm doing it every day. 40-minute workout with 1.5 minute rest full body split over 4 days. Just literally give me it, and I've just been working. I done a day of it just before I came here. Also done
And
a diet for intermittent fasting. I've done 2 24-hour fasts this week by direction of like, and it took me to get both of those plans. It took me less than 60 seconds
I know.
combined.
And this is the thing, we'll not get into that because that's more sidetracking, but you know, that ChatGPT, you can use that to the strength of your business, you know.
Absolutely.
So those fitness those trainers could help you utilize those services to create additional products on that. And the thing is, leverage it, you know, you can use that, but also then your kind of USP there, what you're selling is the accountability.
Yeah.
You know, because people can get all of these things online, they're everywhere. But the problem is with most fitness journeys, you don't stick to it or you don't do it, you know. So
Yeah.
there's still that element where then you, as a business fitness PT, should be pushing the accountability side of things.
That's what I'm saying. Like if if they shake it up, and
Yeah.
that's a very valid point, where you become an accountability coach, an online accountability coach. You could be keeping people accountable for staying on track for their wedding, staying on track for saving for their kids, you know, university, or, you know, staying on track with their fitness, with their food. You could just be like an actual accountability coach that just does check-ins with people.
I know.
And people could just tell you exactly what is it you want. Like, because I'm telling you now, I would like that.
100%.
You know?
Well, we all know the power of being held accountable. So
Yeah.
so yeah, you've got coaching, you've got ebooks, and then you've got courses. So where you sell online courses for whatever knowledge it is that you have to train the person, you know, on the desired outcomes of whatever that might be. And again, you know, you think that you don't have that knowledge, but you do.
Yeah.
There's 100%, like anybody listening who thinks they don't but are interested, drop us a DM because Matthew and I will get that idea out of you.
In
With it.
25 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, like, you're already the expert.
Yeah.
You know, that's what one of the modules is called. You're already the expert. And it is, because you've already got something in you. There's something I was just thinking about there a second ago. You were talking about before that.
Well, the other thing I was going to say was they're kind of the digital products, so to speak. You have got an e-commerce business where you sell products, but we kind of stay clear.
It's not like we've got a skincare line coming out, right, which is all e-commerce, but we have that will be our first e-commerce business,
and it's a lot trickier. As in, you know, there's a lot more to navigate.
Yeah, we've been held up because of packaging and leakage with our product. So we're now having to go back. We had to relook at the packaging, but it slows everything down for months. Starting out in a business like that, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get something to market and test it quite quickly, because we could get this to market and it might even fly.
Yeah.
You know, so it's a lot of time, and then the money that we've obviously invested will be gone. But that's what you do have to invest. If you're looking to start a business, you have to invest.
Yeah.
You know, because why should you get the reward without putting anything in at all? You know,
Not just going to happen. No.
No, I've invested genuinely millions.
But the other thing is as well, you know, so they're the three kind of digital products, so to speak. But you can, like I'm doing, like Matthew's doing, we provide services online, you know.
Yeah.
So you can create a business like that if you have some kind of experience or expertise. So you could be a graphic designer, you could be an influencer, you could be a musician who's getting all you know,
web developer.
Yeah.
Look, I've had a digital media agency for a very long time now, and it's been very successful, and it serves me, you guys, and our clients really, really well. Open a digital media agency. Do exactly what I done with Bankhouse Media. Open your own. Start to sell those services. I don't know how to build a website. I don't know how to edit a video. I just added a reel yesterday. I was very proud of myself, even though it was because I paid 60 quid for this AI tool that actually I just put in the URL. All I did was put in the URL for like a 1.5 hour podcast, and it cut me up 5 reels, and that was one of them. I didn't do anything.
You didn't even pick what's...
It picked them.
Brilliant.
And then I posted it today, and it's now flying on TikTok and on Twitter. Because, you know, Sharon's talking about Taylor Swift. Every time she mentioned her, she's flipping.
They picked that one. AI's like, get that one. Because
get that one, because it said this one will go viral. That's what it said. And it has went higher on TikTok. But anyway, what I'm saying is I can't do any of these things. I can't edit video. Well, apart from now with AI, I can't like build websites, but I can listen to someone and know what their problem is and then advise them what to do, what the next step to do is. And I love doing that. But if you have that as well, if you've got good instincts and you know what someone has to do next, whether that is in fitness, in in marketing, whatever it is, even look at some of like the HR people we've worked with, how
Yeah.
knowledgeable they are, and we couldn't do without them for
Yeah.
contracts and for hiring and stuff. Accountancy,
Yeah.
understand bookkeeping, like teach people how to bookkeep. Jeez, I wish I'd got that taught in school. I wouldn't have ended up going bust,
I know.
you know?
I think the main thing trying to get across here is that, you know, the only things that you need to get an online business up and running is one, the drive to want a different life for yourself,
Yeah,
and two, the ability to put time into time and work into getting that.
yeah,
And it doesn't need 24 hours of your day, you know.
yeah.
You c-
You
you
need you also need a structure. Like you really do need. It's overwhelming to say the least. You know, the way that I describe like marketing and having a business, it's like walking into a hospital, right? And like every floor has a different specialist, every room has a different type of doctor. One will, you know, x-ray you, be working on your x-ray. One will be working on, you know, CT scans. One will be doing bloods, nurses and doctors. And whenever you walk in, you've got a problem, there's something wrong with you. And with inside that building, combined of all those people together, they're going to figure out what it is. But you need all of those people to run at the like
yeah.
consecutively for you to be in full health. It's the same with business. There's different departments. There's like copywriting at one side, there's web development at another side. There's all these different like departments within your business. And you, as a business owner, I'm sorry to say, have to understand all of them because you have to, once you understand all of them, and I'm not talking about being an expert, I'm just talking about just knowing just having
Yeah,
the
having the
knowledge.
knowledge.
Once you have the knowledge of all of those, then you can find out what it is you need. Do you know what I mean? Because you need all of them essentially at some point.
Yeah, and sorry, I actually meant when I said the only things you need, I was actually talking as if then they're also taking our course because obviously that's what that's for.
Oh, right, yeah, no.
So, but yes, you're right. So,
Well, I mean, in the course, we teach high level on every single part of it.
well, this is what I wanted to get into now then. So, and we've kind of touched on it a bit already, which is, you know, so we believe that there are fundamentals to be able to create and master in a business, and that's what this Life's a Beach course will take everybody through, so that you've got enough knowledge, and you've also got your idea, your concept, and your business plan.
Yeah,
So, for us, there's these 5 fundamentals, and that's what the course covers. So we'll go
yeah,
into them a little bit now, just so
yeah.
people get a feel for what's involved. You mentioned the first one,
Mm-hmm.
which is about you know, you're already the expert. Select your area of expertise.
Yeah. So I've already done that. So you have an expertise in you right now, whether you went to school to train as a HR consultant, a PT, childcare assistant, even if you have been through a divorce successfully, if you have been through a toxic relationship, if whatever you have experienced, taught yourself, learned, there's somebody else going through that right now and struggling and would actually give you money for you to pull them out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me on that.
Yeah.
You know, there's times I've been in situations I'm like, you know, you go to counseling or you ring somebody who's been through it, or you've got like a lifestyle coach, a trauma coach, a relationship coach. You know, you've got all these different things.
And that's the thing, you know, a lot of the times you won't even realize it yourself. So that's why, you
Mm-hmm.
know, doing a course like this or speaking to somebody who has experience, it's getting that information out of you, because
Yeah.
you probably don't really feel it yourself or value it yourself because you live it every day or you just do it naturally. So it's like it's getting your mindset thinking about what those things are that you can then turn into
Yeah.
a product and a business.
Yeah. And usually it is the darkest, roughest thing that you've been through,
Yeah.
right? That then you can then go back and help somebody else get through that. A lot of the time I end up coaching people through, and I'm not like, I mean, when I say coaching people through, I mean like addictions, do you know, like they're struggling with their addictions, and they will come to me and be like, they'll come with a problem, and a lot of it will be led back to like substance abuse, which they know before they even come to me. And then we end up just chatting through it. I direct them to AA and all those different things should they need it. But that was a really dark time for me going
Yeah.
through that. It was a very difficult thing to do. But now knowing that I can help other people, it was worth it.
Yeah. So that's kind of the first step, and it is hard to do that work on your own, figuring all that out. So that's kind
Yeah.
of what the fundamental number one is, figuring out what it is that you have that you can then sell to people. Or if you don't want to look at it as selling, that you can then provide to people to help
Yeah.
them.
Then they can give you money.
Yeah.
And
That's a
they'll
nice
be glad to. It's the same whenever I broke my ankle. Sure, I went at like strength and conditioning coach. I didn't even finish my course, but I knew that I had to go to it
Yeah.
because I was like, I need my ankle to be fixed, and I knew that I looked at his stuff online. I looked at his online presence, looked at his ebook, looked at all his things. I was like, this is the guy who can help me. And it was,
Yeah.
you know,
And people often think, oh, no one will buy that. And that's not true. Look at what people buy.
that's your problem. That's the
Yeah.
wrong mindset. People don't have enough money. That's not true. People
Yeah.
have money. People aren't going to buy that. Same again. It's not true.
Yeah.
You know?
So the next one then is once you kind of unlock your expertise through kind of those exercises, those questions, that deep dive, then what we get into is creating your profitable product.
So within that expertise, you're obviously going to have something that is going to be a product. Let's take, I don't know, what?
Well,
Lisa from Relationship Coach and
mm-hmm.
she was, helping people with their relationships. She was getting people onto Zoom, getting them into the room, like doing one-on-ones, whatever it may be, helping them through relationship coaching. And then she turned that into a video series.
An online course.
So she took her expertise that she was trading time for money and then turned it into something else. So, but that could work as well if you, as I say, like I know I keep talking about HR. I think there's a real niche for people actually going more into like freelance digital products HR, because every single business needs HR and not all people can afford a HR officer.
Yeah.
So if you work in HR out there.
Well, look at your dad, the example you give earlier. Your dad could be putting together a series of video training modules on,
Yeah.
like learning the banjo.
I have
banjo for
tortured
beginners.
him. I've tortured him. I want him to do it because he builds his own banjos. He teaches banjo up at this little like community center for these guys, and then he also teaches one-on-one for younger kids who want to get in. No, because they're seeing bands and traditional things, and they think, oh, that's cool, down to Fly or something like that, and then he's teaching them. But I said to him, why don't you just literally sit down and get a video and record this? I bought him a MacBook Air, and I bought him a mic with a recording desk and also Bandcamp or one of the Stagecoach. I don't know, GarageBand or whatever. And he did start recording some stuff into it, but I kind of wanted him to record his own stuff, so I would always have it as well, So I've been torturing him about that. So this is the thing; it doesn't matter anything at all.
If you're, I'm just thinking now, just randomly, if you're window cleaner, you're getting a bit tired, you can't be bothered anymore, you're past that, you've had a successful business for years, you could then create a course outlining how you set up successful,
First module could be like tools of the trade, and then it's just like you need to have a ladder, you need to have this type of sponge, this is the best thing to wash windows with so they don't streak. This is how you like dry them off. This is how you deal with rain, and this is what insurances you need. This is how much petrol is going to cost. Like you could teach someone like fundamental. You could have them from buying a van, getting the sign written on the side of it, doing leaflet drops, identifying the area that they know is going to have more money, like a house that size will make you more money because of X amount of windows. That one isn't worth doing because it's only small, or maybe it's the other way around. Like, no matter what it is, you could teach a young person coming through how to run that business,
Yeah.
you
That's the
know?
thing. So literally it could be anything.
Yeah.
But module 1 gets you thinking about your expertise, and then module 2 is helping you then create that profitable product. So that'll take you through then figuring out, should you be creating an ebook for this? Should you be doing a video series, an online course training people? Which, by the way, you can record on your phone yourself, like we do our podcast.
Yeah, everything's been recorded on phones.
And it really makes you, it's not just, we're making this sound quite simple. It's not as simple as that. There's a lot that goes into that module in particular, because, we get you to really start thinking about, whenever you're thinking about creating a product, we're saying kind of top level things there, but really you're doing a deep dive into that. And it's starting with, things like, really think about your customer who this is going to be going to, but what are their problems and how are you solving them? And creating a product around that. You can't just create a product out of thin air and hope that it works. There's kind of method behind.
There has to be a need for it.
Yeah.
The product has to be priced at a price point where it's competitive, but still is able to make you the money that you need to fulfill your life.
Yeah. And we always say, what's the thing that you always say? The more problems you solve,
the more money you make.
Yeah.
Solve more problems, make more money. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So there's quite a wee bit that would go into that.
And also, you're going to find this as well while you start to do this, because part of the exercise where it's like finding out what other people come to you for. Mm-hmm. You're solving problems right now, but not getting paid.
Yeah.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It happens to all of us. I was solving so many problems for years and just not charging.
We had to get Matthew to stop talking to people because he was giving away too much
information. I actually stopped. I'm like, I can't do this.
Because you were on the phone 24/7 just helping people.
I know. But you want to know what? I've got a lot of success stories because of that.
I know.
Like literally, even yesterday I was at Happy Fest and I went with 2 different people. And one guy was saying to me, look, this is what's going on. I had a quick look at his Instagram last night and I was like, his product and service is absolutely breathtakingly amazing. I've never seen anything like it in my life, right? It's like Venetian plastering. It's like all this really, really cool plastering, but also does like floating, big floating slabs like in a bathroom with a sink on it. And like, I just thought of something like in the Greek times, when he told me about it. And I just thought he's not selling his product and service properly,
So that is another thing, it's not just for people who maybe haven't started an online business. It is actually for people who maybe already have one and it hasn't really worked the way that you've wanted it to.
Yeah, they're just probably not positioning themselves properly, I would say. Because you have to be able to communicate what that product and service is. But how you do that is by identifying all the things that it solves, all the problems that it solves. Because all the problems that they solve are either course titles, product names, whatever it is that you do, you got to be very literal. Our course is the fundamentals of building an online business.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So when someone clicks on that page, they understand what they're going to come away at the end of this is knowing the fundamentals of starting an online business. Mm-hmm. And once you have that knowledge, no one can take it away from you. You can just add on it. And then you can just, whenever you're ready, just kickstart it into action,
Yeah. Yeah. So the next one then, module 3 is target your perfect customer.
Yeah.
So expertise sorted, product sorted, maybe not just finalized just yet, but then getting your perfect customer. Because more often than not, what will happen is you'll try and sell to everybody. And when you do that, you sell to nobody. So you need to really think about who your customer is. And that's what that module is all about, is really drilling down and understanding who that is. And the reason for that is so that you can then speak to them specifically. If you try speaking to everyone, it's not going to resonate.
It's too vague.
Yeah. So when you start to get to know who your customer is, then your business messaging, your tone, the product, how you're selling it, position it to them, will be worded in a way that relates to that customer. And that's the key to getting sales and to getting conversions,
Because otherwise you've just got a product and you don't know who to sell to.
Yeah.
And trust me on this, right? I have went through periods of my online business entrepreneurship, like not clearly identifying my customer and products just sitting there,
Yeah.
you know? And you have to go back. And a lot of people have said to me, I don't know, does it work? Does it work? And I'm like, we don't know yet because no one's got it.
Yeah.
You know, I still believe it all works, but no one's got it. So then you have to work to getting it to people. Then once you get it to people, then you can see that it works. And then you're like, right, okay, well, I'm getting good reviews back here. The problem is on targeting your perfect customer. And see these things that we're teaching in this course, we go back to square one with every product we have. Or if a client comes through the door, we go back to square one. We look at their product and we say, okay, what are you doing to we go through that module to make sure that they're targeting the correct person.
Well, this is like, whenever we're in Bankhouse and we're speaking to our clients, so clients will come to us for websites, video, whatever it might be, branding, I'll talk to them and I'll say, like, look, I understand you're my customer, but you're not really my customer. Your customer is my customer because our job is marketing for their business. So yes, we need to know what they're about, but really we need to know
more about their customer.
So that the messaging relates and can convert. Talking about yourself is no good enough or not good enough. Talking about your product isn't good enough. Really niching down on who your customer is, and there's loads of different exercises that you can do to figure that out. But if you haven't done that, that's where you're going wrong.
If you've got a business that is working and you haven't done any of this, oh my God, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Because you're going to do so much more business.
Yeah.
If you haven't done any of this stuff, because also what we do, and I think it's in building a product, we work out your break even, what you'll need for the running costs of the business.
Yeah.
Because that's really important, understanding what your break even is.
Yeah. So yes, targeting your customer. Then what we move into is building your customer journey.
Yeah.
So like that basically means like online, what's the process? So whenever someone kind of clicks on, well, one, where are they finding you? So where is your business? What platforms are you building your online business on? You need social channels, you need a website. What website platform are you using? And then what is the journey the minute the customer lands on either your socials or your website? Mapping that out so that whenever they land, they're seeing the right things and they're taking on a bit of a journey to help get them to purchase that product or service.
Yeah, I'm saying this again because I've said 100 times, and sorry if anybody's already heard me before, but I'm just going to run through it real quick. It's like someone walking into a store and just walking over to somebody, which I do every time. I'm like, can I have these in size 8, 7.5? And then I'm like, they're like, yes, no worries. Bring me straight to the shoes. Give me my shoes. Bring me to the checkout. Sometimes on the way to checkout, I'll pick up a pair of socks because there's something like a little bump sale that I see there. If I walked into a store and I said to the person, can you bring me over to the shoes, 7.5? And they brought me to the trousers or the shirts. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? You're wasting my time. So you got to make sure that your digital customer journey is the same. Understand what your product and service is, and understand that your page and the copywriting that you use, whether it's a squeeze page, a sales page, whatever it may be, you are talking directly to that person and bringing them to the next step. In here, we have done a training on sales pages. It actually updated. It's one of the best sales page trainings that you can do. And we use AI to write the copy of it. A sales page that has done over €1 million for our client, we use as an example within the course. This one sales page has made over €1 million, right? And see, before we done the sales page, it wasn't even making over 100,000. Yeah. Genuinely was not even making over 100,000, and now is making over $1 million. And this is the formula that you need to build your sales pages on and have your business digitally.
Yes. See, the thing is, a lot of people might have the knowledge and people might not to create a business, but you need to know how to market it. So you throw all of your business information, your product information up on a website. That's not you marketing your business. That's you putting all your information online. But you really need to get into the mindset and understand how to market it, and that's what's going to make.
Okay, can I just jump in there, right? Because it's so overwhelming when you say that, right? Because people just don't know how. They
Yeah,
want to market it. They're like, yes, this is exactly what I want. Oh my God, yes, I need this. But they're like, how? And what you need to do is you need to educate yourself, especially if you can't outsource to an agency. If you can outsource to an agency, then you're not talking to me through the course, you're talking to Sharon through Bankhouse Media, and you just get someone else to do it. And
yeah,
we have loads and loads of clients that do that every month. They outsource everything to us. We do everything. But the ones that I usually work with through like marketing and or sorry, consultancy and like online courses, they don't have the budget. They're
yeah.
me. They're me 10 years ago starting. Like 10 years ago this 10 years ago this month, I was just coming up to like signing up to start Bankhouse Media. And I had no money and I had to learn how to do it all myself, you know?
That's what.
And
So,
I spent money in the wrong places. I wasted so much effing money for years.
and that's why, that is the benefit of this course, because we're not just going through how to build it, we're going through building it with that marketing knowledge and experience, and showing you
Yeah.
all of those things that you need to know.
Well, this is so cliche, but it's exactly what I would have wanted
Yeah,
like 10 years ago. If I had been sitting down with Life's a Beach and someone like myself, oh my God, it would have took years off my journey.
yeah,
I wouldn't change my journey now. I had a ball. Because I met loads of people, even though people that I'd employed and hired, they weren't the right hires, they weren't the right people, they're still really good friends, you know? So I'm grateful for that. But at the same time, I wouldn't do it again. I've got a very specific formula. Every time I've got a new business or a new product launched, straight into the same thing.
yeah,
So that is definitely something like your customer journey and understanding the value in sales pages. A guy said to me the other day, do you know email marketing's dead? No one buys through email anymore. And I'd said, okay, no worries. I didn't even get into it because I just thought,
yeah. What's that?
I'm not going to try and persuade. It's $1 billion industry. He said, oh, but WhatsApp's working. And I'm like, yeah, but you do both.
Yeah,
Like it's not people. I don't know what you gotta you gotta know it all. Like I don't mean know it all. I mean you gotta know all the areas.
and this is the thing, it can be overwhelming, because there is a lot. If you think of the term marketing and then you think of creating a business, that is a lot to take in. But that's what we're saying, just based on, the agency's experience over the last 10 years, your lived experience in doing all of these things. What
Yeah.
you've done is you've pulled all of the vital information and the steps needed to, one, know how to create a business, and two, know how to market it.
Into
That's,
layman's terms,
yeah,
jargon free, easy.
that's
Because
it.
see, whenever people start talking in big words with me, I'm just like, what? I can't even spell it to even ask Google what it is.
Yeah,
I always say, why are you trying to overcomplicate it? It's easy. It's the fundamentals of business that literally was used before the internet was around.
yeah.
You know, but then just translating them into being digital.
But then after that, the final one is mastering your traffic. So everything's up. You know your customer, you know your product, you've built it all, you've got it all ready to go. And then it's just really like making sure, because, and we've said this before, a lot of people think that once they put it online, like the magic fairies come and everyone can see it. It's not, unfortunately, the way it works,
Yeah,
because there's millions of businesses online.
yeah.
So you gotta then figure out how you get the traffic to your website. So we go through
Hmm.
how to how to do that as well. Um,
Yeah. Understand what your traffic sources are, like all the different types, whether it's organic, paid traffic, Google, and how to sort of navigate through each of those. Again, I know a lot of businesses out there don't have the budget to spend on ads. I didn't, and we were talking about this morning on a meeting. I haven't spent that much money on ads
yeah,
like over the past 10 years. Minuscule compared to some other businesses. What I spend on ads in the past 10 years, some people spend a day
yeah.
more. But so I understand building a business from zero, bootstrapping it, and not having the money to put into ads, and that's what I teach, because it's what people actually need to know.
I know.
In an amazing world, I'd love to say, okay, I turn on that campaign. Here's a $5,000 budget. Let's just see how it goes.
Yeah,
Even though I have the resources to do that now, I still have that like
not
broke
doing
vibes going on. I'm like, no, really?
Don't
Is
have
there
to.
is there another way that we can test this? Am I really going to commit to like 10 grand a month on this campaign? Now, whenever I do finally give in, get loads of leads and everything flies, amazing.
Yeah.
But I've always got that. I'd rather be hasty. I'd rather come through like and be like, let's just see, let's one step at a time, because I know other people that have thrown a serious amount of money at a campaign without even properly testing it. And I'm like, these people are crazy. They're burning money. And then they come back and say that product didn't work. We lost 100 grand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the product actually is amazing. You went about it insanely. You just thought by throwing money that it was just going to multiply. It doesn't work like that.
And the other thing about this course is that we understand, when you're starting up, you mightn't have the much money to put into it.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do here is give you all of the education that you talked about so that you can do it yourself. So the costs for kind of getting it up and running are like the lowest they could ever
Yeah.
possibly be.
Oh yeah, no, that's it. If you can't make the investment into it at this point, then you're never going to have business.
Yeah.
You have to invest something at some point. You have to like reinvest whenever you have the money. Whenever you start making money, you have to reinvest as well. I know I was speaking to another business owner with an swear to God, one of the best business ideas ever. It's just a product. They go into a store in America and the store just puts in orders. Bang. Every month, like 50,000 units. What you're meant to do with that money is reinvest into your stock, make it better, tweak it, constantly improve it. This person, I don't believe, has put enough money into doing that. And now the orders are dropping.
Because they don't have...
The brand hasn't evolved. They haven't reinvested money back in. They've been taking it out. And that's fair enough, taking money out of your business. You have to pay yourself. But if you're not putting a portion of it back in and just changing it slightly, making it better, making that product just even like 5, 10, 15% better, you're going to see then, your orders may drop off. You have to be like, although paying yourself, of course, but you have to be reinvesting back in.
And that's the thing, with this course, you'll have all of the tools and the knowledge to do it all yourself. But when you start then selling your products, then you're making money off it, then you can put some of that back in, and then you can grow your business, because the more you invest into it, the more you're going to get back from it. But it's important, obviously, not to, like you said there, say you're just starting and you're like, I need to run ads and I need to spend 5 grand. Well, that's probably
don't
not
do
a
it.
good, yeah.
Not unless you're consulting with somebody who's an expert, and not unless you trust this person. This person has been through it themselves. Like, you can bootstrap your business. I have bootstrapped many businesses.
People might not know what that means.
Bootstrapping is like taking a little bit of money, putting it in, making money, reinvesting it back in, taking a little bit of money out, reinvesting it back in, and building and building. I bootstrapped Bankhouse from €188 a week on the dole to like where we are today.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? With 10 people working for us now, and having a ball.
Yeah.
Do you know? I'm now working freely of a country. All the stuff that I set out to do, I'm doing. So it can be done. Trust me, it can be done.
That is the main message that we want to deliver.
But I will say this.
What?
I have put in a bit of work now.
What do you mean?
I've worked hard at doing it.
Oh.
You got to put the work in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to put the work in. You've probably, if anybody's watching, they've seen there's another cat has arrived.
Lil's finally introduced herself to
This
the
is
podcast.
This is the closest Lil has been to me, really.
I know, she must have got bored there, thinking, what's going on down there?
I know.
Well, she's put her back to you though.
No, but even the fact that she's even close,
So yes, just to summarize, obviously the course itself is called Life's a Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And as a reminder, what we're covering there is you're already the expert, creating your first profitable product, targeting your perfect customer, building your customer journey, and mastering your traffic. So by the end of all of that, you have the knowledge to get started.
Yeah. It's Life's a Beach, the fundamentals of starting an online business. I was so close to dropping the Life's a Beach
Dropping.
part.
You sounded like,
Dropping.
here, mate.
Dropping. I know. I've been in Belfast running about with head cases. Do you want to know what? I've had a ball in Northern Ireland this time. I have.
Well,
Been
you
great.
changed your tune from a few days ago.
It's because this blue sky. No, I'm joking. Not banging on about the weather anymore. Sorry about that. That was
Over it.
just like
Over
scundered. Do you want to know what? I actually just was. If I'm being honest, completely honest,
Right.
I haven't had prime energy in a month, and I swear to God, it has been harder to give up than alcohol. I haven't had them in 6 weeks, and I've been so agitated.
Oh,
I nearly bought one last night for this morning, just for like, but I'm not going to do them again
You'll be
because they're
doing, like,
so addictive.
you'll be doing secret primes and we'll not have a clue.
No, I won't, because also whenever I'm back in Ireland, I always get my bloods done. End up having like 3 of my liver bloods were high again, and they were like, "It's okay, I just cut back on alcohol," and I'm like, "I haven't drank in 8 years, mate."
Thanks
So I
for that
went then the
advice.
next day and got my liver scanned, my spleen, my liver, my kidneys, my pancreas, everything. And then they said that I had like a mild fatty liver. But the only thing that's changed, because I got my liver perfect after I stopped drinking. It took 4 years. And since then, the only thing that I'd done was for like nearly 2 full years, drank a prime energy every day.
I know. Can we go back in the pods where you said, no, it's good for you? We're like, Matthew, get off it.
Yeah.
Well, I, on the other hand, I'm not getting any tests done because I would just be, I'd hate to know the results. I don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss for me in that sense.
Yeah. I'm drinking like a big filtered coffee every day, and I'm doing intermittent fasting. I've done 2 24-hour fasts this week, and I feel brilliant. Although the other night, I had a show. I don't know what day it was, but do you want to know, it was the weekend, so it was fine. It was like a cheat day or whatever. But for whatever happened, I couldn't sleep. I was like, it was just, there was a couple of things. I was working late, and my mind was racing, and I was like, holy God, did I eat? I hadn't had in ages. And I ordered a McDonald's at 3 a.m. to come by
No
delivery,
way.
and sat up at like 4:45, like that.
To have a sleep.
No, actually, I ordered at 2:10 and said I was going to be there at 2:50. It didn't get to like 3:05. I was with my mate Alex the next day, and he was like, "Oh, what'd you get up to last night?" And I was like, "Check out this notification." He's like, "What?"
My
I
God.
know.
Is there like a breakfast menu at that time?
I don't know. I had a Big Mac, 2 apple pies, and a large Coke Zero and fries
Oh my goodness.
at 3:15 in the morning, after already been sleeping for about an hour.
And then probably got knocked out after that
Oh,
feed.
but then right with I don't like push doing these either. But my friend Arlette always gives me like sleeping tablets for whenever I'm jet lagged, and I was thinking, do you know, for some reason I just can't sleep tonight. I think I had too much teas and caffeines or whatever. I took a sleeping tablet after that. I should just took the sleeping tablet before I bloody ordered the McDonald's,
I know, but sure, then you wouldn't have had that gorgeous Big Mac.
but it was amazing.
Well, do you know what?
And I mean, one of those a year,
I know.
like if even, like I
You
can't
don't
remember
smoke,
the
you
last
don't
time I had
drink,
McDonald's.
you
Yeah,
know, you don't drink Prime,
I know.
so you're allowed something. But maybe it was because you were working too late. Sometimes that happens, and then your mind is too active.
No, well, do you remember we went down to my Auntie Louise's?
Yeah,
And
like
then
that at the weekend there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was drinking tea, and usually I have decaf tea because I can't sleep with it. They couldn't get enough tea bags into that teapot.
Oh no,
Every time I looked at it, they were putting more tea bags in. I think I was just wired out on caffeine.
probably.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyways.
before we wrap up, just to kind of say again, a reminder: this is for anybody out there who is thinking they want another additional income, or they want to change things up a bit and have a bit more freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Love what they do. Get out of the
Yeah.
9 to 5.
And currently it's at $99. That could change because it could be up. If you're listening to this podcast later, it could be up. If it is, reach out to us and we'll give you, it for $99. But at the minute, the course is $99. You get into a WhatsApp group with me, ask me any questions, have a bit of crack. It's good fun. This is an enjoyable process, and this is why I reduced the price and want to start to promote it again, because I love working with business owners.
Yeah.
And
then we'll actually link it anyway in the notes.
Yeah, link
for
it in the
anybody
notes.
who wants.
Oh yes, also we are giving away You're Already the Expert, the free module. Sorry, I
are
meant
we?
to say that. Yeah. I'm giving away module number, there's an 18 part video series, and in module number 1, there is like 5 videos. We're giving away the one video, You're Already the Expert.
Just to get your creative juices flowing.
Well, I know it can be overwhelming, someone like making that commitment,
Yeah.
and you want to see, is this going to be worth it? So we're giving it away for free, the first module.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that is us for today.
Brilliant. So we will see you on the next one. I'm going to Portugal on Thursday, so
It's going to be no next one.
there will be. I'll have to shoot something maybe. We'll see you on the next one. We'll definitely be back. So thank you very much for watching, and have a nice weekend.
Yeah, have a good one. Enjoy.
Bye.